The views and opinions of your boy Derek are those of the host and does not necessarily reflect that of the Nighthawk Network or the views and opinions of its associate members. Viewer and listening discretion is advised.
Hey, bitches.
And now, once again, from the iconic city of Baltimore, we bring you season 2 of Helena Hologram. Hey, bitches. Let's talk about it.
All right. Good evening, everybody. What's up, world? Good evening. What's going on? Honey? Welcome to Hey Bitches Live. I'm your hostess with the motherfucking Moses, Miss Motherfucking Helena Hologram, honey. The original Hey Bitches herself, often imitated, never motherfucking duplicated. And what? Good evening, everybody. You know we do this every week, but I miss you guys. It seems like the week turned into 2 weeks and all that other good stuff. But I'm grateful to be here. But I will tell you this to start off. I may have to do a commercial break real quick because my guest isn't here yet. But when she get here, we're gonna have to pause for a second. I thought I'd let you guys know that from the beginning. But as usual, I am so grateful to be here. I want to give thanks and honor to God for allowing me this opportunity and this platform to be before you. I want to thank my sponsors, the Nighthawk Network. Also want to thank Eric Buckner, my newest sponsor, Washington Consulting Group. If any of you guys ever consider being a sponsor for Hey Bitches Live and or the remix with your boy Derek, hit my inbox. We can talk. Sponsorship start at many different levels. They're not all. Some people can sponsor 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I ain't found them yet, but anyway, praise the Lord. But they're at all levels. You can sponsor different aspects of the show. Child, I don't know if they're playing music outside or somebody knocking on the damn door, but anyway, she got my phone number. Okay. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I'm excited to still be in the land of the living. August was not the best of month for me, but nevertheless, God is still good, and yet, guess what? A bitch is still here. Okay. Hello, love. How are you? Hope all is well in your world. Everything is going well on this side of the river, honey. Oh, okay. Left a good job in the city, honey. Working for the man. Honey, I am so ready for this cookout, honey. I got a couple surprises coming through the gate, honey. Oh, we're gonna do some things on September the 26th. If you don't know, you know now. That's my birthday cookout, honey. On September 26th at Harlem Park. I'll talk about that a little later. But welcome, honey. We're gonna have a good show for you tonight. You know what? When my guest show, we're gonna get into it. But until then, we're gonna get into me with me. I'm very grateful. I did my first production on Saturday past, which was September the 4th. Um, it was a big success. I could never thank my grandson, Billy, and my son in law, Earl, who was just like there for me. I know I got on my grandson nerves so much. I know he's always say, Bishop, you don't call somebody else other than grandson. Um, Most definitely give big shout outs to my wonderful decorator, Bonnie. The decorations were phenomenal. She was supposed to send me some pictures, or somebody was supposed to send me some pictures so I can show you guys if you have anything baby shower, bridal shower, whatever you need decorated. Trust me, she's the one to do it for you. When I get the opportunity, I'm actually gonna put up some of the pictures of the decorations once she sent it to me. It was a success. It was a wonderful crowd. Just enough, not too many. Want to give big ups to my extended family, my little brother who was my partner in crime on this endeavor, Byron, and his family. They showed up and showed out. Let me tell you, I love those people to life. The one thing I can say about it is that I can say without a shadow of a doubt that every show, excuse me, every show that I produce, will get better and better. And the next show is already slated for next month. I'm not gonna tell you when it is yet, but again, I want to thank all of my entertainers who were there: Mariah, the cute bitch, Miss Leah Adams, Veronica, Inferno, Jamita, and of course my baby sister Katie. I give you all props. I thank you all for being there. Thank you for showing up and showing out. Thank you for we had a good time. The facility is excellent. The people who work there are excellent. I mean, it's one time in life that I can really say that and you're called a liberal when I'm saying the fuck I want to say. It's one time in life that I can truly say that I am actually was actually excited to actually be doing business with an African American. Girl, let me tell you something, girl. Business to me is business. I don't care if you're white, black, blue, or green. If you don't have no customer service skills, me and you can't do business. Their customer service skills are phenomenal. Their rates are extremely reasonable. It's a nice size. It's not too small. It's not too big. It likes give me what I want for what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for the opportunity for Hologram Production to be back on the map doing their thing. Doing what we do as long as we can do. Ooh, okay. So I'm grateful about that. Um, I'm just in a space in life now that I'm excited to wake up in the morning and have another chance to do it all over again and do it somewhat differently than I did the day before because the day before, the things that happened to me on the day before may not be the same things that are yet before me on the next day. So I'm just grateful. Come on in, somebody. To have another opportunity to do it yet again. Ooh, okay. So thank you all for being here tonight. What's going on, Road? Hey, baby. What's going on, Miss Brielle? Hello, darling. How are you? Yes, honey. Ready for my birthday cookout? Oh, we're gonna do it, honey. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I want to give a big shout. I'm gonna try to name a lot of my guests who were there on Saturday. Some of them I won't know, but if I forget you, charge it to my mind and not to my heart. I want to give big shouts out to my little brother Tobias, who stepped in. Yeah, I say well, not co-MC because he introduced me for my last number, but if if needed be, he would have if needed be, he would have did that. But he introduced me for my last number. He will be there for my next show, helping me with the MC and duty. So things are going. I know we're getting it together. So I'm gonna before the end of the show tonight, I'm gonna actually let you know when the next show is. It has already been slated. It's on the books, and it's going to be fabulous. If you missed the one on September 4th, listen to me, honey. And listen well. You do not want to miss this one. This one is a I can't miss kind of a show. So we have a revolving cast, so you know how that is. We have some different girls and maybe a different guy there this time. Whatever it is, it's going to be on point. The menu's already set for the next event. I don't know. I'm excited doing the show on Saturday. I'm reminding me of how much I enjoy doing what I do and have an opportunity. Like I said, I want to thank my little brother Tobias. I want to thank Miss Maxine. I want to thank Miss Jerry. I want to thank my girlfriend all the way from Annapolis, Mimi, her aunt. Of course, I want to thank my children's mother, Chevelle, her aunt, Loyanne, my daughter, Angie, and her family, my son, Taz, my other son, Taz, her friend. Of course, I can't forget my daughter, Mika, and the group that came with her, Miss Cynthia, Aunt Sharon, Bonnie, phenomenal, did an excellent job of decorating. She will be my permanent decorator for all of my events. Y'all need to get into it. And if you got an opportunity to get in touch with her, of course, my number one fan, Miss Pat, of course, my other beautiful lady, the one and only Miss Jackie. Thank you so much, so much, so much, so much for your support. Of course, we can't forget Miss Gabby, honey. Miss Gabby was in the building, showing up and showing out, honey. Um, and everybody else who came out and supported. I am forever grateful um, for your support. It means so much to me. Let me tell you, I enjoy people. I enjoy giving people flowers while they're here to receive them. I don't get too much into the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and when somebody passed away, boo hoo, blah blah. Girl, no. Any flowers you're gonna give me, please give them to me now, because I'm giving mine out now because that's just how it goes. But yeah, um, Saturday was phenomenal. One of the best things about being in a business is when you do a production, you do a show, or what have you. At the end of the night, you have your patrons saying, "When is the next one?" And of course, bitch, yes, bitch, I was on the mic, honey. The original queen, bitch, of the mic was there, honey, serving, honey. Oh, yes, we did, her, bitch. We did it for you. Uh-huh. That's how we did it. That's how it was done, and I was happy about it. Y'all, excuse me, I didn't need the camera. I had to check something out on my phone. So yeah, I was just like, I know for a fact this go around the tickets are going to go so fast. So guys, if you wanna if you wanna reserve a ticket, the tickets are going to be $20, but you have to put a $10 deposit on your ticket in order to reserve it because that's just a $10 non-refundable deposit to reserve a ticket. Other than that, you or just buy your ticket straight out, or pray that maybe when you get to the door there will be tickets left. But I doubt it. It wasn't any left this go round. But I was just like, so like into the festivities. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, what's going on, Miss Samantha Stevens Divinity, honey? Honey, what we got going on here? Divinity checking in, mad as hell that Atlanta's Black Gay Pride celebration made the news last night with a drive-by shooting. Oh, come on, really? Are you serious? Injuring 5 people. Is that what we are proud of? I hope that's not. But look, I can only speak to me. I'm not proud of no shit like that. I'm not proud of nothing like that when heterosexual people do all that. Good evening, Tommy. Oh, Tommy. Tommy, you ain't got no job. Okay. Now let me stop. But yeah, I don't. Let me tell you something. Heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, trisexual. You can be whatever sexual you want to be. Let it be known, and you heard. I don't. I want to choose my words wisely because Miss Facebook be trying to get to church, but I will make it known that you would, like I said earlier, all the views and opinions of the host and only the host. Listen, bitch, I do not listen clearly, bitches. I do not endorse any kind of senseless violence. Period. Animal, maybe animal or person. There's no need. That girl, no. I don't. Well, like I say, one thing it seems to me that the alphabet children have no idea what um conflict resolution is, and that's what the fuck I said. And I'm girl, I'm no, no, look, y'all doing too much. And that's the one thing that I'm so grateful for. Come on, hit somebody. So grateful for Saturday because we had a very cross section of people. We have heterosexual, homosexual, blah blah blah. The incident, the event went off without incident. So I don't know. Big Meech. Brings me back to the um the old topic. Is is gay pride worth it? Is it worth? Excuse. I'm not. Look, child. I'm not. Downing anybody. I'm just speaking my goddamn mind. Is it worth going to gay pride and running the risk of possibly being an innocent bystander that gets shot at, girl? Think about that, and we'll talk about that later. But honey, uh-uh. I don't know what y'all giving with that, but there is there is no place for all of that. I'm serious, yo. We need to put down the guns and just well, we can't say read because some bitches can't even read. But this is not cute. It does not look good on the Black Pride label. It's just I don't hey love, I don't condone it. I do not condone senseless violence in any way, shape, or form. Um, it's almost like we're in a place where we're gonna be asking ourselves, do we um have a place where we can go and just have fun, and while we're doing it, don't have to think in the back of my mind who the fuck is gonna shoot up in here. Y'all, we most definitely got to do better. This is not good. This is not cute. I wouldn't care if it made it on the news or didn't make it on the news. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Hey, little bro, what's up? I'm just. I mean, my brother showed me. It's all nothing but circuit parties. That was the whole reason Black Pride was started because the white community didn't welcome. Yeah, and Charlie, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong in any way, shape, or form. I enjoy prides. I do. I think they're. I think when Black Pride was started, it started because it was very much needed, and I'm here for that aspect of Black Pride. Period. You know. But when it gets into senseless violence and things of that nature, and possibly innocent bystanders get hurt, I wouldn't care if it was green fucking pride. That's not cool. You know, back in the day, they used to take the battles to the dance floor or whatever. But don't nobody. Let me tell you, Helena Hologram, Hey Bitches Live, the remix with your boy Derek. I said it here and I'll say it again, and you can record it on this motherfucking day, September the whatever day it is. I do not now, nor will I ever endorse senseless violence. I don't care who's on, who's against. There's well, I see that we as a people have no way of seriously dealing with fucking conflict resolution. Something I've noticed about pride, the young people don't really understand what the meaning is. Some of the people who harm the other people during the functions may confess in themselves. I actually know someone that got interviewed, and I quote, they said, "I hurt them because they are." Oh, girl, I don't think I could do for a person like that. Um, I hurt them because they are confident. But girl, you need to. We gonna leave that alone because I could go a couple places. Children had no respect for anyone anymore. And you know what? At the end of the day, say what you want, do what you will, honey. It is what it is, but honey, bitch, you just have to come to a conclusion that if somebody has no respect for themselves, how in the world, mother, brother, sister, father, Catholic, priest, nun, or whomever you are, listen to what mother's telling you. And if they have no respect for you, and you sit here and think, if they have no respect for themselves, first and foremost, what makes you think? In a perfect world, bitch, yeah, but girl, you live in a perfect world? I don't. We use this quite often, and Maya Angelou was famous for saying that, honey, when they show you who they are, believe them, bitch. They shouldn't have to show you who they are 5 times for you to believe that this is as simple as somebody. That part, conflict resolution skills, no one teaches how to live for another. Listen, honey, listen to an old bitch like me. First and foremost, I tell children, first of all, I don't fight. I ain't got time for it, because, bitch, I get paid for my face. I look good. I'm not ugly, so I don't fight, okay? Second of all, so many lives have been taken senseless. And the sad thing about it, so many lives have been taken senseless off of fucking he say, she say. What happened to conflict resolution? But see, my thing is, if you don't understand something, then therefore you should seek knowledge for what it is that you don't understand. If you don't understand something, that doesn't mean give you the right to be violent or act ignorant, indignant towards it. That's your issue. That's not the people issues involved. Girl, y'all better get your shit together, honey. This girl, look. I'm gonna share something with y'all. The other night I think it was last night. I was out. I went out for a little bit, and for the first time in like 55 years, I was actually nervous as shit sitting at a public bus stop. I mean, I mean to the extent that I've never been in that place in my life before, but I also realized that times have changed and things are a lot different now. Bitch, when I tell you I was nervous as shit sitting on a bus stop, I was nervous. I was like, oh no, this is not cute. So, wait a minute. So I got on the bus and of course went from one bus to another bus because I had to get home. And for some odd reason, my car was acting crazy. But anywho, um, I was actually fucking nervous at the age of 55. I was nervous sitting at the bus stop. Keep in mind, it was dark. Um, all the time. Things like that happen, and people need to. You have a choice to get informed on anything that you want. So if you decide, and the way that things are going now, and the way that the internet is, and especially with the younger generation, they're so um internet savvy. There's nothing. Google, honey. Google everything, honey. Google Helena Hologram, bitch. I'm up on there, honey. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. So there's so many things that we as people need to take time and begin to learn and begin to teach our children. Because at the end of the day, honey, facts still remain. Nobody's taught. Nobody's born to hate. Nobody. That's a taught and that's a learned behavior. Nobody's born to hate you because you black, or born to hate you because you white, or born to hate you because you gay, or born to hate you because you straight, or born to hate because you're Catholic, born to hate you because you're Muslim, born to hate you because you're Native American, born to hate you because you're Italian. Bitch, all of that is taught. Listen to me. And no matter whatever it is that you're going through in life, or whatever the case may be, it's girl, we need to do better. A whole damn pride was ruined. I'm gonna read it again. Hey, bitches, Samantha Stevens have been checking in, mad as hell that Atlanta Black Gay Pride celebration made the news last night with a drive-by shootout. Bitch, a shootout, meaning they were shooting and somebody else was shooting. A shoot motherfucking out injured 5 people. Is that what we are proud of? No, girl, say what you want, think what you will, but bitch, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't endorse that in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, bitch, not Miss Motherfucking Helena Hologram. I learned a lot from you. Having a parent and a sister in that community taught me a lot, had a big impact on me and helped me figure out. But it's a lot to learn. Nobody is born to hate anybody, but some people are taught to hate the community because of another insecurities. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody's born to hate. Nobody's born to hate. That's a learned and a taught behavior. And honey, I'm giving you facts. It's a fact. You know, I remember back in the days when we still had separations and things of that nature. You know how keeping it real. Lower class Caucasian children, they just couldn't understand why they weren't allowed to play with their black friends. But girl, that's why I told you it's something that's taught. These children don't grow up with all this hate in their heart and all that good stuff. We're gonna take a commercial break right now, and we shall be back with Hey Bitches, honey. Okay. First commercial break for the night. I ain't played this one in a while. My brother won't get me for this. We'll be right back with Hey Bitches.
Black on, look at that David Ford right there, that's his thing. Black on, he don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford, that's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Welcome back. Hey, bitches, you here with the queen bitch herself, honey. My daughter trying to call me with her loud ass. I think everybody in my family forget. That's what happens when you do live motherfucking shit on there. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, welcome back to Hey Bitches Live. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Motherfucking Helena Hologram. The original Hey Bitches herself, often imitated, never motherfucking duplicated. Oh, so yeah, we was talking about how Atlanta's pride was marred with a drive-by shootout. I'm like, what the hell is girl? Like I told you, I got nervous to the point I was at the bus. Girl, I was nervous standing at the bus stop. The bitch, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was nervous as shit. And I'm 55, and I've never, but society has changed so much that um going to the bus stop, like, sometimes at night I'll get on the bus stop and I'll go on live and people will say to me, well, why you on live? Bitch, so people can see where the hell I'm at. So if anything happens, you say, yeah, I saw that bitch on such and such court on it. Listen, it's called being intelligent on it. Okay. But anyway, I'm here for it. I'm praying for all the victims who were caught up in the Atlanta drive-by shootout. So that means somebody was shooting at somebody. Let me tell y'all something. For all you people out there, you may have little things going on with this person, that person. Y'all better rectify it, honey, because one of the worst things in the world is to lose somebody before you get the opportunity to tell them that you love me. Bitch, it's not cute. This little dumb shit that y'all go through, somebody stole your boyfriend back in 5th grade. Girl, let it go. You be lucky if the motherfucker's still living. Shit. Girl, y'all need to get it to fix it, honey, because once they laying out in front of you, it's a done deal. Unless you ghost whisper somebody. But honey, from where I sit at, bitch, it's a done deal. But we about ready to do this reveal, honey. We're gonna bring our guests on, and y'all gonna have to give us a couple minutes. Cause first of all, bitch, my studio is big enough for multiple people, but bitch, I'm not used to people being. So we're gonna have to maneuver ourselves. I might have to move a little bit. You know what the fuck I gotta do. Y'all hold on. I'm gonna do this reveal for y'all. Y'all know how we do this. It's a regular thing. Hey, bitches. I gotta tell you that Lane is not the original Hey Bitches did Cherokee. She came in on the info. All right, honey, Wakanda forever, girl. Woo. That's why I need you to sit on this side. See, Wakanda forever, y'all. What's up? Oh, yeah. You see that little body house curving right this? Yeah. Oh. Let me get my chair stuff together, because y'all know what? I have like 900 million cords back here. Give me that chair, baby, so we can bring you in here. My guest is here. My daughter. We're going to talk about. I can just hand it to me, honey. I'll lift it over it, girl. I don't want you. And please watch them cords, honey, because if you trip and fall, I ain't got no Hey, Sean, son, let me help you over here first. Girl. Come on, girl.
Wait, step over the cord.
Yeah, step over the cord, girl. I ain't got no. Girl, you can bring this with you. We grown already. Girl, that's don't move me, honey. We grown already. We gotta fix ourselves so we can meet the camera. Oh well, y'all okay? Well, y'all see. All right, we up in this bitch, honey. Okay, let me turn this around. We like light, honey. You know, most drag queens don't like light, but bitch, I'm okay with it. This is my guess. I'm chic, girl. Yes, honey, motherland Wakanda forever, bitches. Okay. Okay. We're gonna let our guest introduce herself. Then listen, y'all. Every time I touch this fucking camera, this bitch goes out. But if it go out, you still be able to hear my motherfucking voice, honey. This camera be giving me. Okay. So turn your chair like. Yes. All right, Deb. Come on, girl. We gotta see you, girl. She's not gonna light up, but she's just nervous, girl. You know, you get nervous when you're around all.
Oh, and it's and because it's like
yeah, but you know, you get nervous when you're around legendary people. Go ahead, introduce yourself, honey.
Okay, so my name is Jessica Fauntleroy, and I'm a mother, an author, I'm a community advocate, and I'm a friend to Helena.
That's my daughter, honey. Okay, she's a how many time book writer?
Three
All right,
times.
she has 3 books. Let me tell you something. We do have positive African American male and female in our community. That's why I'm in the process. In 2022, I'm going to start an annual awards banquet that's called Honoring Our Own. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Stacey Abrams. I enjoy all those people. But we have people in our own cities, in our own community that does things that is like phenomenal. And you know, we need to start honoring and recognizing our own people, right? Girl, you asked me, we need to start our own goddamn Black Academy Awards because it don't seem like we win many of them bitches, honey. Okay.
But we do have our own awards. We got the NAACP awards and the Trumpet Awards and all those different kinds of shows.
Yeah, but look at those shows compared to our counterparts. The Trumpet Awards look like the Piccolo Award. And the Hip Hop Awards only you on there every time you worry about who the fuck gonna fight.
Right.
The BET Awards need to be turned into CEB Awards because they horrible.
The EBT Awards.
Yeah, that's what they need to call them, but having goddamn Pam and Gina hosting. Girl, that's a whole day.
Oh, I ain't watched. I haven't seen the BET Awards in years.
And you ain't missing nothing, girl. It's going. It went up. And I
don't know who none of the new people is on.
Now I used to like the Stella Awards and the Dove Awards, but award shows are just like so 1980s. I don't know. I mean, it's almost like TV shows. TV shows I don't even watch. I can actually say that at this particular point in time, I don't have any regular network television show that I watch every week.
Yeah, me neither.
I be using my little Wi-Fi, honey, and be looking on my little Beagle and all. Not Beagle, that's a damn whole nother site. That's where my gospel show at. I be going on HBO Max, you know, all them places, and Roku, and be watching old shows. But it's not. I'm actually gonna work on. My neighbor's so loud.
They having a good time. What's today?
Labor Day, honey.
Oh yeah, well
I'm trying to figure out is this day for people who work or is this day for women who have babies, bitch? They be in labor too.
Look, it's for whoever wanted to be.
Okay, right. If you had labor, honey, it's for you too, honey, not for me, honey. But anyway, what we're gonna talk about is hello. What time is it? We're gonna talk about. Well, first of all, tell me the positions that you hold as far as Baltimore City community is concerned. I mean, Baltimore City public schools.
Man. I don't hold any.
No, but like you on PTA or you like on the advisory board or
Yeah, I'm on the parent community advisory board for city schools.
Okay,
this is my last year that I'm going to be on it. I've been on it since 2018.
So you have terms?
Yeah, right. Okay. So you have 2-year terms.
Okay.
So each person can serve 2 consecutive 2-year terms.
Oh, okay.
So now it's my 4th year. So this is the end of my term.
Oh, okay.
This is the end of my 2nd term, right? And so this is gonna be my last year doing it, and I'm looking forward to my future.
So what was your thoughts being a parent and being on this board as well? What was your thoughts? Excuse me. What was your thoughts on
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What was your thoughts on the children going back to school?
Um, my thoughts were, well, from a parental perspective, I thought that my children should go to school. I was ready for them to go back to school. I was ready for my son to be back in person because he didn't do well with virtual.
Right.
And so I was ready. I felt like, the world was opening back up, and I felt like this is about as good as it's going to get, and kids need to be back in school. And so I had no problem with it.
Well, we all know that a lot of kids, and people act like they don't want to know, but a lot of kids did horrible in the virtual learning because, first of all, nobody was prepared for it, period.
Right.
Nobody. And everybody trying to blame the school. The school wasn't prepared. The school system wasn't prepared. The parents wasn't prepared. The teachers weren't prepared. But everybody is looking for somebody to blame, but it's like a collective thing. It wasn't just one spoke in the wheel that fucked up the whole. Y'all gotta excuse my mouth, honey. I got a heart of gold, but my mouth is.
We all
colorful.
adults. We all adults.
So it's like it was really no one person to blame because it came on us so quick. So me personally, I have grandkids that are in school. I think the virtual learning was close to a disaster. I think it was close to a disaster, but I can't blame it on either entity. I can't blame it on the parents or I can't blame it on the school.
Right, like you said, I feel like the pandemic, it happened so suddenly. And so people had to like pivot and like find a way for kids to still learn and for people to be socially distanced, so, because nobody still knew how quickly COVID could spread, and without really having an infrastructure for virtual learning and having to create something suddenly. I feel like it was a great effort, but kids wasn't ready. Like,
No.
American children aren't used to learning online like all the time, and so it was a learning curve for our students.
It was a hell of a learning curve, and then the other part to that was, it begins to bring a little bit of disruption in the family, especially if you had one or both of the parents were working. So then, therefore,
Right.
they had to think about daycare, but in thinking about daycare, you also had to worry about my child's health. So that whole COVID thing came past so fast with so many complications that was added to it. It was like,
Yeah, I think that it's something that's going to be a defining thing for like the rest of my kids' generation. Like it's something that none of us saw coming. Like even when the beginning of 2020, when they were talking about the COVID, and they were talking about, oh, it could come to the United States. We in this privileged position where you think that's impossible. Like nothing like that can happen in the United States, and then boom, it just like we went down like the Titanic. It was like everything just happened so quickly because we wasn't prepared, and we didn't think that's possible for something like that to happen to like the greatest country in the United States. I mean, in the world. So.
and so the thing, and like I was telling people, the thing that a lot of people fail to realize is, even though this was in China, Japan, wherever it was, you have to realize we have military bases over there.
Right.
So it could have been one of our military soldiers at the time. We didn't know anything about it. That
Right.
could have brought it over here.
Right.
They have so many embassies in fucking Japan or whatever, or China or whatever. So you just can't say. You can say where it started, but you can't say who brought that shit from China to America.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Facebook jail, but yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
ding the hell out of me, girl. It's impossible. It's impossible. I'm sorry.
Right.
Say what you
Right.
want.
No. I feel what you know. I understand what you're saying. It was like it was the most scariest thing because it's like it's something that's in the air that you can't see, and we all got like they gotta close schools, they gotta close like people gotta stay in the house. It was like the most. It was very very scary, especially since I work in a healthcare setting. It just was like it was something that was.
And I'm very appreciative of people who work in a healthcare setting, because I ain't gonna tell you a lie, bitch. If I was working in a healthcare setting and this came, I said, bitch, here's my resignation. I quit. Girl, I could have been a doctor, a lawyer, Indian chief. I would say, girl,
Man.
I'm There you go.
You said X. You signed it with an X.
This not 2 weeks notice, bitch. I quit today. I quit. And I applaud anybody who's in the healthcare field because even before COVID, I could never work in the healthcare field because I'm too damn sensitive and I become attached to somebody and they die and they still know. The healthcare is not. I do shit like this. I talk shit audio. Okay?
This is Mother Helena Hologram,
the one and only,
friends.
often imitated, never duplicated. The original Heyy bitches herself. No, I'm really not Derek is, but I took it from him. He ain't nobody.
This is Mother Helena Hologram, a great, one of the greatest artists, the mother of all mothers, a legend in Baltimore in the drag scene. She is important, very important to me.
So when I think about it, daughter, I'm like, you could have people from Brazil and Japan, China at the time. You could have people from Indonesia, people from Great Britain. Airline stewardess flying there and coming back. One of them could have brought. It is so many. Let me shut the fuck up.
Look, before the people coming, we going right to jail. Ain't nobody gonna know where they took us.
Well, girl, guess what? Facts are facts, honey, girl.
Right. I mean, it just was such a scary time, but I do feel like school districts did the best that they could
to
pivot and get children learning, and it was a hell of a thing as a parent, like having to go downstairs every morning to my son, get on the computer, turn on the camera, stay engaged, get off of YouTube, get off your phone, don't fall asleep, don't go back to sleep, don't go get on the PS3.
It was a lot. I mean, you gotta realize when and then it disrupted everybody's life. It disrupted the parents' life, the child's life, the teacher's life, the administrator's life, and it got on my nerves so bad because everybody was looking for somebody to fucking blame. I'm like, girl,
it ain't nobody to blame.
Girl, it's not right there, honey. Listen to an old bitch like it's not right there, girl. The best thing we can do is take heed and do the best that we can do.
Right.
I'm like, and me myself, I was grateful that the children went back to school because I know some children need that on-hand learning. That virtual thing don't work for everybody. Some people can take online courses. I never was one of them bitches, honey. I need to see the teacher right there in my face. So if I get fucked up, I say, look, I don't understand this. And you're online, you got to email them and they hit you back a week later. Girl, I've been failed every goddamn class. I can't.
It definitely was a challenge. Like, my kids didn't do good with virtual learning at all.
And it takes discipline.
Yeah, they didn't do good. And then just being at home, I think that...
And knowing that you're not going to school and you say, why should I have to go? Right.
And I think it's because it was a sudden change. Like, you go from seeing your friends every day. You go from being in your routine to now all of a sudden you can't even do the things that you used to doing all the time. And I had a child in the 8th grade.
Right.
Like, that was the worst thing, that she had to finish middle school virtual. Like, so she didn't get to spend her last 2 years of middle school with her friends.
But just think about all the kids who paid their senior dues and they never get a prom.
Yeah, like all of those things.
And most schools, once you pay your senior, that shit ain't refundable.
Yeah, all of those things. It was like those things, like, kids are gonna remember that for this generation's children are gonna remember that. Like,
they didn't get a chance to walk across the stage like everybody else. I could imagine what teachers go through on a regular basis. How to engage children face to face is not. No, it's not. And then they'll try to engage them over a computer, and the only thing they can do is roll their eyes and turn the goddamn camera off and go on about their business. What you gonna do?
Right, and then they're in the middle of where their creature comforts are at. So, like, their dog, their cat, their video game,
the refrigerator.
The refrigerator, you know what I mean? The TV, YouTube.
Right.
So when it's like, that was the whole thing for my kids. It was just hard for them. Oh, she said she bought a prom dress. That's my growing up, my neighbor Stephanie.
Yeah, and
she
it's
bought
like
a $900 prom dress.
And it's like, nobody's gonna refund that. You paid your child dues. Come on here, somebody. You know how we do up here. We keep it R to the E to the A to the motherfucking L. Okay, real. You paid their senior dues. You done brought, they didn't have no homecoming dance. They didn't have no king or queen of prom. I mean, that is something that after a child has spent 12 years in school, that's like a reward for them, something that they look forward to. But it was like, and my girlfriend in Glen Burnie, she's like, oh no, honey, they told us that all of that money was non-refundable.
Wow. That's unfortunate. And
you
then it's
pay
like
for prom tickets, bitch. Look.
But then it's like, because everything got canceled suddenly, and then it was like a matter of public health and safety. It's like we couldn't even just thinking about those times in March 2020, April, when you wasn't supposed to be outside. Every time when Governor Hogan got on the press conference and he had on that big brown bomber jacket, you knew we was gonna be in the house longer.
Girl.
If he had on that jacket and that hat and he's standing there, you like, oh yeah, what is happening? Something is getting taken away. We is gonna be in the house. We ain't supposed to be out here.
Girl, but how you think? Girl, I'm gonna ask you a question because you know we grown, right?
What?
Girl, how you think nymphomaniacs felt couldn't go no goddamn way? Girl, that was a mess.
I think they was sorry.
Girl,
I think
they
was tipping and dipping like they said.
Well, girl, if that girl, guess what? I was.
They was tipping and dipping around people's houses because it wasn't like you couldn't. I mean, it wasn't like you couldn't walk on the streets. It wasn't like you couldn't
but it's
walk
like you really couldn't interact with people that you didn't interact with on a regular.
Yeah, I mean, unless you just wasn't really following the rules like that.
Oh, girl, half of the people wasn't following the fucking rules like that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Half of them don't even wear a damn mask. Girl, I be looking like I got 3 heads. I be like, bitch, look, you do what you do. This is my thing. I'm not gonna get on you for not taking the vaccine, and bitch, don't get on me for taking the vaccine. That's your choice. That's what you do. It's your party. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who the hell to sock it to. But for me in my house, girl, I got it, and I was there with the quickness. Like, here you go. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I got it as soon as I could get it.
I mean, you in the health field. I mean, you're around all kinds of, girl. I can't.
As soon as I could
and
get it.
She said
she said the banks was open around that time. You remember?
Yes.
At the time, it's so crazy. My aunt probably gonna be watching too. Like, so when they was closing everything down, my aunt was like, "Go to the bank, take all your money out." Take all of your money out the bank and then put it in your house. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to have no lot of money in my house. I don't want to have to go to the bank and ask them. But then I'm like, oh my goodness, what if like this COVID gets so bad and I can't get to the bank to get my money? I was like, oh, so scared.
I mean, this thing came, and my thoughts about it, which ended up turning wherever the fuck it went, honey. It was an excellent opportunity to bring closeness to family, but bitch, in most cases, it did the exact opposite.
Yeah, you was ready to throw them out.
Girl, yeah, it did the exact. I was like, girl, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. You was getting on my last good homosexual. Girl, no,
See, yeah, like me and my kids, we got pandemic. Yeah, we got pandemic fatigue.
Yeah, your wife was in each other's way. He's like, God damn, another child? I mean, show my God. Yeah, girl.
Or just like, well, me and my ex-husband have joint custody. So they live in my house every other week. And they live with him every other week. So we still was switching them, back and forth. Because they even had to make a special rule for parents with joint custody when people couldn't really leave out, saying that you still had to do
because it was only y'all. Order. Right, yeah. It was only y'all. It wasn't like you had your cousin taking them and he had
and so we still was switching them, so it was good that they were still able to go, be out of my house and I had to just be around me all the time. Right. But we always getting pandemic fatigue.
But then you think about it, and I know most parents have to think about this. Okay, you're going with your father, then you be like, who the hell he be letting his? I mean, it's a lot of shit to think about. I know you be glad when the children gone, because I be glad with my children gone.
I mean, I never, I never asked them nothing about when they was over there.
I wouldn't, but I would think that because I would. I mean, so everybody, as we know, everybody didn't shut their life down, but we know everybody did. Some people became COVID hoes in every sense of the word. But anyway, okay. Yeah. But that thing just came and then one thing that bothered me about it was that they still had no problem with the money because the athletes were still playing. And I'm like, there comes a point in time in life that there has to be something that's just a little bit, tad bit more than money, and that should be your health. But it was like, even in my opinion, they should have never even had the damn Olympics.
Yeah, but I think that because it takes so many years to plan the Olympics and so much money gets invested and,
Girl, guess what? I don't give a fuck how much money you make. Ain't no money you make worth somebody's damn life. And you heard it straight from me, girl, bye. Because first of all, when you look at it, I follow sports a lot. Yes, I'm a sports fanatic. First of all, there was no way possible in any way, shape, or form that wherever the Olympics was, there was no way possible they was going to recoup all that money they put into the Olympics. Period. That was a gift. That was not that. I mean, we talk about millions and billions, talking about all these sponsors who sponsored this and that, and but at the end of the day, I just thought that they just should have canceled the Olympics and said, okay, we're going to do it now. But now will be the next 2 years. But what we're going to do is we're going to give it back to Japan. So we may be out of this. And then who was supposed to go after them? Just push everybody back to the next damn Olympics. That would have been a reasonable thing to do because, child, it was, I don't know. I don't know. It just.
And I feel like they had the Tokyo Olympics to bring some form of normalcy back to the world. Like
But
just to signify like we opening the world back up, like we are moving forward to moving beyond COVID. So, if we really truly believe that we are a world moving beyond COVID, let's still host these international Olympics to show, everyone that we as a united world
yeah, girl,
moving forward.
yeah, United
As
Nations.
a global economy
Yeah,
is what I
girl.
would say.
Okay, girl, let's go global economy. Fuck that economy, girl. I'm staying home. Bye, girl. I'm not
It was
getting
like, yeah, I feel like it was like a sign of like moving forward as a global economy. Like I still had the Olympics, but I don't
Yeah, but
watch
you
the
know what?
Olympics,
But,
so
but
I was
you know
like,
what? And it's sad because you would think that would be the reason why they do it. But guess what? Excuse my language, y'all. This is just how I talk. The economy's still fucked up.
right, right. It's gonna take time to recover after.
I mean, after one thing that happened that kind of like boost the economy is doing this. More people has ordered online than ever before.
Yes.
I mean, and I mean, look at it. I mean, for the kids, Christmas wasn't even what it usually is. I mean,
Yeah.
why get a bike, bitch? You can't go outside.
You gotta have on a mask.
Right. So I'm like, it was most definitely a learning process, and everybody should have learned something out of this pandemic. I pray that you do. I pray that you did. I pray that you're still learning, but I also pray that through this you seek knowledge. Google, or Google. I don't care what it is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what Miss COVID do. I don't know what Miss COVID
Miss
did.
COVID.
I don't know what she giving honey, but I know that bitch is coming through and she not taking no motherfucking prisoner. She not knocking on the door, bitch. She just like, I'm here. The fuck? So I just ask, you guys be safe and not only be safe for yourself, be safe if you take it upon yourself to go out in the community and I don't, girl. This COVID thing is I know one thing is it kept me closer to God because honey, besides him, I ain't had nothing going through this thing, honey, because Miss COVID was not here to lay with it, honey. She was not here to play with it, honey. Miss COVID was here to lay with it, honey. She laid the fuck out, and it was. And I'm grateful because I really, 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 through the grace of God, didn't lose anybody close due to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw the numbers. I mean, it was like running rapid in our community and other ethnics, but I is that kind of like self? No, I mean, I didn't lose anybody close to COVID, and then when we started losing people, very, very, very few people even told us who we lost to COVID and who we didn't lose. I mean, every once in a while you heard somebody blah blah blah, and then one of the things is a lot of people, but most of the people died from complications due to COVID because of pre-existing health issues that they already had, like people who are asthmatic or whatever the case may be. But it Miss Thing, she came to here. She wasn't taking no prisoners on it.
I didn't. I have friends who lost people that was close, like my cousin. Her best friend, her mother died from COVID. A young man that grew up at my church, he just recently died from COVID. I'm gonna say, okay, this is September, so I'm gonna say he died in July. Like, so I've known a lot of people that have lost close family members to COVID, and then working in the healthcare field, I saw people die from COVID. It was the scariest thing that I ever experienced. But I will say that being home, it made me. That's the most I've ever been home in my life since I've been living at my house.
I'm trying to tell you.
And it made me do a lot of, I'm gonna say, like a lot more thinking than I generally would, and like self searching, and like soul searching, and just figuring a lot of things out and trying to make the most out of that time, because what other time you gonna just get to be home, everything closed, you don't gotta do all your running around like you normally would. And I felt like it was an opportunity to do some things that I know that I needed to do. Like I started doing virtual therapy. I started going like every week. I started like doing taking care of a lot of business that I hadn't taken care of before because of working and running around, because so many things was accessible virtually. I got to catch up on a lot of sleep. I got just the opportunity to work out a whole lot of things within myself that I needed that downtime to be able to work on. And then just being able to be with my kids more. I got to be with my family more. I got to decorate my house more. Just all of these it was definitely a blessing and an opportunity.
Yeah.
I try to look at it in that way, but even though all of these thousands of people died, I try to focus on the positive, things that I could do with having to be at home. And
Yeah, and for me, it was a blessing because I was blessed to meet a lot of people from the Nighthawk Network, who are now family to me. I got the opportunity to do those things because I know if it probably hadn't been for COVID, I probably would have never started this live show.
yeah, I was very excited because you really started getting into doing your live shows and really getting. You was already starting Hey Bitches.
Yeah,
You had started.
it,
You was
right,
doing
and I was
Hey
just
Bitches.
doing it randomly, but I wanted to make it a little bit more in person and have the opportunity because, like I told everybody when I started this, I'm a gay male. But this is not a gay show. We talk about any and everything. We'll talk about your husband if you let us on it. But okay. We talk about bisexual, trisexual. We talk about things that are important to us as a people,
Right.
not us as a community. Y'all need to listen to what I'm saying, honey. There's a big old difference and you need to learn a difference. We talk about things that's important to us as a people. White, black, blue, green, orange, yellow, purple. Just like I said earlier before my guest got here. We go through all of this and what I was saying, we have to realize that hate is something that's taught. None of us are born to hate.
Right. You're right.
And no little white kid is gonna wake up and say, I don't like him because he's black. First of all, they're gonna wake up, they ain't gonna know the child is black. So we have to take it upon ourselves to talk about those elephants in the room.
Yeah, and that's how over there, like we became friends.
Right.
Just like, and I'm always a person who I feel like I can be friends with anybody. Like it's nobody that I can't be friends with. I feel like I can always
Well,
find
I can't
common
be friends
ground.
with ugly people. I'm joking.
I was going to say something, but I'll wait.
Wait, hold it on.
I'll be good.
Well, I'm not. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I feel like it's easy to find common ground with most people. Like everybody generally has a common hobby, a common interest, and I think one of the reasons I've always since I was a little girl, people always felt comfortable coming out to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People always I was 12 years old and my next door neighbor told me that he felt like he should be a girl. And I said, well, how you going to do it? You know what I mean? I didn't think of any other way to respond.
Right.
But to say, if you feel like you're not happy the way you are, and that's how you feel like God made you, like you feel like you want, when you get older, then, we can still be friends. And so I think that's why I've always.
Somebody talk to you, Annette.
Oh, hey, Miss Annette.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and yes, and mark it down on your calendar on this day. What is it? The 4th, 5th, 6th, September the 6th. Mark it down on your calendar and know that I said it. I mean, the Queen is herself. I am not now, nor have I ever been in my life wanting to be a woman. I love women. I admire y'all. I give you props, honey. I still believe that you guys are the stronger being because ain't no nigga gonna have no baby, honey. I'm trying to tell you. Helena came about because it was an opportunity for me to express my feminine side. Cause I ain't never want no breast implants. I ain't never want no cooch. I ain't never want no touche. I ain't never want no booch, honey. All of this motherfucking body here is courtesy of motherfucking Joann's Fabric and motherfucking Walmart, honey. Body, arty, okay? So that's what we do. So no, and I don't have anything against it. And if that's what you feel, that's what you do. And I was sharing with somebody the other day. One of the issues that I go through being an entertainer is most people always assume that I'm a tranny. Girl, I ain't nobody's tranny.
Right.
I'm not a drag queen either, and I'm a female illusionist. There's a big difference out here. Okay. We don't do all that, honey.
And I feel like one of the reasons that I connect to you and like so many other people that's into drag is because I can connect to creativity. Like I feel like when I see you and when I see Leah, when I see Kaden, when I see Egypt,
she name dropping y'all.
you know, all and your whole
girl,
everybody.
She name dropping, girl. She name dropping. You better
When
go
I
ahead,
see all of y'all, it's like y'all are like unapologetically creative.
I am, honey. Okay.
You just wake up and it's like you have these visions in your
Yes,
head,
honey, I'm loving
and
this,
it's like
honey.
you have to get it out, and that's how I feel. That I mean, like even though like I'm a woman, but it's still I can connect to drag because I feel like that's how I feel on the inside. I feel like it's stuff inside of my mind that I want to
create
put together,
and be a part of, right?
And that's how I feel. I feel like an explosion.
But then you also say,
but
you also got to say another aspect that you and I also connect is that we both are parents.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And we both are community. Goddamn, we connect in a lot of ways, honey.
Right.
But I'm still.
And
gay.
then you're a nurturer. Then that's the other thing.
I'm still gay, girl. Okay, we connect in a lot of ways. I don't want nobody get the wrong idea. I love her to death, honey. But the only thing a woman could do for me is share makeup secrets, honey. Okay. But yeah, you know how we do. We keep it R to the E to the A to the motherfucking L up in here, honey. Yeah, and you know, and then you like entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually going to let you guys know. Actually, I've been blessed. My first day party, it was a success. I mean, it was like totally awesome. The second one has been booked.
Where is your day party at?
The second one will be on Saturday, October the 30th at 2601 Pennsylvania Avenue, and our theme is Pride 365 Halloween style. So if you want to wear a costume, you can. You're not required. We're going to be giving out best prizes for the best costume. No, I'm not going to vote because if I vote, one of y'all be like, I know I won. But the only thing I'm going to do is call security on it because, you know, this mouth I got to have security because, you know, a bitch might try me. I'm like, security, get that bitch. No, but yeah. Okay. You know, we're going to have door prizes. Like I say, it's an opportunity to come together, enjoy yourself, be around positive people, have a good time. Do it in such an hour where though that if you're one of those kind of people that you still like to go out 9 o'clock, most people, let's keep it real, most people ain't going out till 10:30 anyway.
Right.
So you got time to go home and freshen up and go to Melbourne. Y'all know where the hell y'all go. I don't know where y'all go. I go to 645 North Calhoun Street, Baltimore, Maryland, and sit my ass in the house, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about something that's near and dear to me, and I want y'all to get into it. We're going to talk about domestic violence because that's another elephant in the room that a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but then they also don't want to learn about it. You know, people, I'm not going to get too much into it because you know I get excited, honey. Look at that girl. Wait a minute. Bye, girl. A lot of people don't know the ins and the outs, and the first thing come out somebody's mouth is, why don't they leave? Girl, shut the hell up. We be back. Okay, I'm sorry I said it like that. Sorry, but I'm not sorry.
All right, I'm on Heyy Bitches with Helena Hologram.
Yes, honey. Oh, we're going to a commercial break, and we're going to be back with Miss Jessica. How you pronounce your last name?
Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy. When I'm emceeing the show, no one knows my name. I say that bitch. But anyway, okay. We're going to take this commercial break, honey, and we're going to be right back to Heyy Bitches live with Helena Hologram. Special guest, Miss Jessica Fauntleroy. Oh, I did it, bitch. Hey.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Behind the Blue Curtain, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Unscripted talk on police reform and race relations.
And now, Behind the Blue Curtain's law enforcement liaison, retired 32-year Chicago police veteran, homicide detective, former commander, sergeant, grant writer, lecturer, and adjunct professor, Joseph J. Mosley.
Behind the Blue Curtain's Minister of Common Sense, former 12-year Fort Worth police officer, educator, voice of reason, and unapologetic practitioner of sound judgment, the young scholar, LaRoy Rhonda Young.
Behind the Blue Curtains co-host, fact checker, and investigative journalist Isidoro Rodriguez.
Hey, oh, girl, you're not. She said I'm still a man. You know I'm a man. If you don't think I'm a man, well, let's go in the bathroom. I'll show you. Anyway, okay. Welcome back to Hey Bitches. I'm your host, Miss Motherfucking Helena Hologram, and Jessica turned her phone down. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on her. Okay. But we, you know, let me see what Tommy said. I most definitely. One thing I love about this show is I pay attention to people's comments. Your comments are very important to me. I could imagine what teachers go through on a regular basis, how to engage children. You know, that's never, and that's not even easy as a parent, let alone a damn teacher.
And it's hard because, like, my son, when virtual first started in 2020, my son was in the 3rd grade. So he was in the second half of 3rd grade. And so he was still, like, really getting into, like, reading paragraphs, like, learning how to write answers to the sentence that's not multiple choice. He was still, like, learning to put in social skills. And so it was really hard for him at first. I mean,
like
terrible.
The part where answering the question with part of the question.
Well, he just got depressed. To tell you the truth, he got depressed when.
That was a whole thing. I mean, it's not. Yeah. You wasn't gradually told that you can't go to school. Yeah, you can't hang around your friends. It was like, bitch, today you can no longer hang around John Boy Walton because Mary Ellen is pregnant, and girl, this COVID shit is real.
Right. So both of my younger kids, they both got extremely, especially my son. He was really depressed about it because he was only 9 years old when it first started.
Well, it got to me a little bit, and I'm grateful because I do suffer from I'm clinically depressed. But I found a lot of blessings out of COVID, and I had to make up in my mind if I continue to look at this negatively all the time, it would affect my mental status. Mm-hmm. So I had to think about, think good things that came out of it. I got back into painting, had opportunity to create Hey Bitches Live with my little brother Eba, and it's something that I enjoy doing. Praise be to God. Come November, it'll be my 1-year anniversary.
Okay,
girl, we're gonna have a 2-day, because it's also going to be the ending of my 2nd season, but we're gonna have a 2-day celebration. Because it's a lot of people that I want to bring back. I'm going to bring on the Nighthawk Network on one night. And we just want to do some things to let you know how appreciative I am for you giving me this opportunity to come before you and we can talk about things. Talk about them motherfucking elephants in the room that everybody is so scared to talk about. Yeah, talk, girl, you ugly. Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm joking.
Yeah, domestic, yeah.
And and we want to get into domestic violence, and what I want to say about that is, it's so different now, because you remember back in the day, if you were a gay man and you were in a domestic violence situation, the police didn't they didn't care nothing about it.
Can I put this right on here?
Yeah, they was like, it's 2 men and we don't care. You feel me? But now they've taken it to the point where they realize that domestic violence is not gender specific.
Right. And I learned that. I didn't know a lot about how domestic violence happens in same-sex relationships. I'm just recently learning more about that over the past 5 years. Like, I mean, because I wasn't exposed to that. I never had a really close friend that dated the same sex until since I become friends with you and other people. And I'm just learning that's something that takes place.
Yeah, domestic violence is just that. Domestic violence is not now. Come on here, somebody. Not now, nor it have ever been a community. It's never been a gender. And then a lot of times we even take it upon ourselves to forget that domestic deep to the point that the female be beating the shit out the men. So it's not just the men beating the women. Right. I mean, domestic violence is so deep.
Right.
And we become so, we think domestic violence, most of us think a man beating on a woman. No. We don't think a woman beating on a woman. We don't think a man beating on a woman. We don't think that a woman beating on a man. We just think it's We think, I'll put it like this, and we just think that domestic violence is so heterosexual centered. Come on here, somebody. Yes, that's what happens when you become a TV.
Right.
So heterosexual.
And look, I'll take that. I will take that being for that, because you're right. Like we like censor like heteronormative relationships and heteronormative behaviors.
Right.
Like we censor that. Like that's the only experience, and we really shouldn't.
We
should just send a like person centered experience versus like heteronormative and all of those different things. Like, so I do. Domestic violence in general makes me like, if you want to know something that would make me not feel comfortable around somebody, is if I see them interacting with the person that they're with and they're abusive. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like people that get out of sorts with their man or their woman and they throw bottles. You know what I mean? They get locked up and stuff like that. Like, I don't like that.
He said they still really has changed. I was a victim of it. The cops threatened to take us both to jail, and I called. And you know, it's so sad because look at domestic violence as domestic violence, period.
Right.
When you have two consenting adults that are in a relationship and they are abusive one to the other, or whatever the case may be, that's domestic violence.
Right.
You know, I know I had went through a situation years ago with a guy that I was with, and the police said to me, he said, well, you know, we through the years we have been told that we had to take all domestic violence cases seriously, because at one time only domestic violence cases that they ever took serious was those of heterosexual people. Oh, there was a time that a lot of homosexuals, as they say, the alphabet community, the LBGTQR, UFTV, UFB, WXYZ, yeah, no people, have gotten killed through domestic violence because police were like, well, it's two men, so y'all both men, y'all should be able to, if he hit you, hit him. I'm like, girl.
Like, not power and control.
Right. I'm like, girl, and you know, and that's the thing where it even has to go to the point that everybody needs to be informed about it. The police officers, the therapists, the EB, I already say the EBT, the EMT people, you know, because that's almost like with mental illnesses. You know, police aren't trained to deal with people who are mentally ill. Only thing they train to do is pull out a goddamn gun and shoot. Let me shut the hell up. Anywho, y'all know. So you know, it's like so deep. You know, people like, oh, but girl, why don't you leave? It's, you know, I've known people who was like, well, you know, I can't leave because he told me that if I leave, he'll kill me and the kids. And you know, some men will strip a woman so much with though that they'll strip them with they don't have no job. They've separated them from their families. They don't have any friends, and they become so scared. Where the hell are they gonna go?
And then like that's something I've been through. You know, when I went through a situation where I didn't have money to leave. Like, you know, he was saying I had to get out. You know, one particular evening we got into a really bad argument that turned into a fight, and he packed up all of my stuff and said I had to get out. And so I was like, you know, where am I going to go? You know, I don't have nowhere to go. Like, I didn't want to tell, you know, one side of my family, because I knew they would kill him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, like, the other side, like, they really didn't have nowhere for me. They would stay with them.
Right.
So I said, you know, I don't have no money. You know, I don't have nowhere to go. And he's like, well, just go stay in a shelter. And I'm like, I'm not taking my children into a shelter. He's like, no, I'm going to take the kids. You go stay in the shelter and you be a real woman and you get back on your feet. Then you earn your kids back. And I was so scared because I didn't have no money, and I just really didn't want to even tell nobody about this foolishness that at first I really believed them. You know what I mean? I was like, I guess I'm had to go to a shelter. You know, I started looking stuff up online. I'm like crying in my car. Like, where am I going to go? It was like 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So I called my best friend, and she called her mother. And her mother was like, she, you know how the law go. And, like, if you get a property while you married, like, it's married to property or whatever. So, like, I couldn't be put out.
Right.
You know, and so I ended up being able to just stay there until I found me somewhere else to go. But it was like if I didn't go to the House of Ruth, I had to go to House of Ruth. Like if I didn't go there, I wouldn't even have had nowhere to go. Like they all I had was I think I had maybe $500. They gave me $1,100. They paid my rent. They came to see me and my kids every month for 6 months. They bought diapers. I mean, it was. I mean, of course, I could talk about it now because it's like it's been a long time. But I had to depend on them to bring my baby pull ups, to get beds for me and my kids. Because when I left, all I had was one little truckload of stuff, which was trash bags of clothes that belonged to me and my kids. I didn't even have no beds. I didn't have no sheets. I didn't have nothing. Like some of my friends from my mom's group that I'm in, let me borrow their blow up mattresses until House of Roof helped me get furniture. So like I know what that situation feel like, and it's not a good feeling because I mean you feel hurt because you feel like you trusted this person, number one. And then number two, you feel dumb because you trusted this person and you trusted them with everything. So now you have nothing and you gotta start over with nothing. And it feels terrible to have to tell people like, I don't have nowhere to go, I don't have no money. And they like, well, you should, you got a job, you had a husband, what was you doing?
And see that's the thing because even me, I was when I was with my lover, for whatever reason, I don't know, child. I'm at the point now when shit happens. I don't even get into the shoulda, woulda, coulda. I mean,
Right.
bitch, it happened. You got to deal with it. My love's like, just one night we was just chilling. He was like, oh, and by the way, when you get up tomorrow, you have to be gone. Bitch, what? And during that time, I didn't have any knowledge. I was freshly into this gay lifestyle. I didn't know anything. I didn't know that even back then, technically, whether he wanted, technically, he still had to give me 30 days to get. I didn't. And I think that's something that we as people we don't prepare ourselves for.
Yeah.
That if we just happen to get in a violent relationship, how do we prepare ourselves to maneuver?
You gotta know how
to maneuver around it. How to call House of Roof.
Yep.
How to be able to tell yourself that it's okay not to be fucking okay and tell somebody, look, bitch, I'm not okay. This nigga's beating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But you can't even always do that because that depends on in what situation. Like you was like, I don't have nothing.
Yeah.
Being a young proud mother, I don't want to go to a shelter. But when you are a parent, you realize that there comes a point in time where you have to make sacrifices and your life is no longer yours, honey. But it's still not easy to do, especially when like a lot of people get into relationships with high school sweethearts and they've known each other for years. But bitch, let me tell you this. Listen to experience. You can know somebody for 50 years and I guarantee you will never know everything about one person. At the end of the day, you can rest assured one thing. If you don't rest assured, well, I know you're gonna know everything that person wants you to know.
And I think that also, like when I look back at it, like of course when it first happened, I just always was looking at myself like, we are our own worst enemy. But as I, mature, I think about, my childhood and the relationships I saw growing up and how that led me to be with a person who could be like this. You know what I mean? And what ended up happening was in order for me to ever really fully heal from, the domestic violence, all of that stuff, I had to really go to the root of it. Like, why am I choosing assholes like this jerk?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I kept doing this. I dated three abusive people back to back. And so I had to look at it like...
It's a gaslighting. And you feel like you are alone and embarrassed to ask for help. But we're gonna have some conversation here, girl. I'm about ready to take you somewhere. Let me explain one thing to you. Regardless of who you see right here, I am a very spiritual being. God, my God is very important to my life. And if it wasn't for him, trust me when I tell you, I wouldn't be in this business going on 25 years. Because dealing with homosexuals, heterosexuals, bisexuals, trisexuals on the regular is not an easy task, honey. Because they always trying to smile in your face, same time trying to take your place. But you know how they do. But anyway, it's like I just think it's something that should be a part of life skills.
Yeah.
Because like he said, it is embarrassing. It is, you don't want people to say to you, well, girl, you just don't know how to pick them. But when unfortunately, let's keep it real, honey. When that's all you see and that's all you know,
Right. It's normal to you. If
it's not abnormal to you to see somebody slap the shit out of somebody because bitch, you see it every day.
I remember it was like domestic violence was so normal to me, right? This is sad. This is sad. And this is why I've had to go through a lot of healing in my life.
Right.
My first boyfriend that I really ever liked, the first guy I ever liked, he kicked me. Like the first guy I ever, like 15 years old, he kicked me. And it's like that was like the first like relationship I really had with somebody, and every guy that I ended up being with after that was like that.
And you probably thought to yourself, when he kicked you, what did I do wrong?
Right. And so I
Bitch,
used to be let me tell you
something. One thing is for certain, you can raise your hand if the fuck you want. Excuse me, my mouth is, girl, look. I get paid for all this, bitch. If you start fighting me, bitch, we gonna have a little slight problem. I'm trying to I mean, and it's like a generational curse as far as you're concerned, because and then you gotta get to the point and say, bitch, somebody need to break this curse.
And I felt like, see, my thing was I had a huge rejection and abandonment wound. Like that was my whole life was centered around like having, this rejection issue, this abandonment.
And one of my issues is separation anxiety.
Okay. Yeah, and so when I felt like with that rejection thing, I kept picking guys who really didn't care for me, like because I guess this was internally, like I didn't know this at the time, but it's like I'm picking the same kind of person over and over, different bodies, same behavior, same toxicity,
different lights, different skin color, different height,
and
different weight.
They all act. All just what's it called? Minimizing. Like I kept picking people who would say stuff like, "You're not as smart as everybody think you are." You think because you went to college, that don't mean that you smart. Like, and I had to fix me because I'm like, after a while, it's them, but then after a while, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, because you keep picking, everybody breaks your self-esteem down.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to go and figure out why is your self-esteem so messed up. And it was like, once I got to the root of that, first of all, I didn't feel the need to have to even be with nobody. Like, that was another thing that I had. Like, I couldn't be by my damn self. And it was like, once I got to the root of the self-esteem, rejection, problems with my parents.
But what people don't realize is it's a process.
Right.
Somebody's not going to be in a domestic violence situation. Come on, hit somebody. Y'all better listen and listen well. Everybody's not going to be in a domestic violence situation and know how to handle it. Now, I'll use me as an example. I grew up. My father was just that. He was a provider, period. Nothing more. Listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. My father was a provider. He didn't take us to baseball games. He didn't take us to get ice cream. He didn't do none of that stuff. Because back when I was growing up, that was all stuff that the mother was supposed to do. Soccer mom, baseball. I'm like, but that didn't help I grew up with my father abusing my stepmother. And I was like, yo, this is not cool. Mm-hmm. I had to say that because I knew that I didn't want to be that person. One thing I did get caught in, I did pick up some of my father's drinking traits. But praise be to God, I'm 4 years clean. And do I miss it? Hell no. Bitch, who wants to wake up with a half of a hangover? Maybe you do, but bitch, I don't. Girl, that's not, girl, I gotta wake up, I gotta be ready to go. And I told myself that I wasn't gonna do the abusive thing. I made up in my mind that listen to me in the whole goddamn dress, okay? My manhood was never going to be defined by me being abusive to my significant other.
Right.
Actually, I think, come on here, somebody, y'all may come for me, but it's okay. A lot of people come for me, but they leave real quick. You're no more of a man for hitting on your wife than you are a man for abusing your children. Right. And people have a tendency to equate. Come on here, somebody. We're gonna talk a little bit. People have a tendency to equate masculinity on how many children you have, how many baby mothers you got. But nobody equate masculinity to what kind of education you got, what kind of job you got. Do you have a 401k? How good is your motherfucking credit score? Nobody. I just think they equate masculinity to so many negative aspects of being a man that it's ridiculous. Right. And even down to, that's why I told myself, I know for a fact I could never date a police officer, and I could never date nobody that's been deployed in the military because they got that OC with that
PTSD.
girl bitch. They might look at me and think I'm a Japanese bitch. No, girl, I'm not. No, and I can't date a police because I got too much damn mouth.
Right.
Girl, they been a pistol with me, and they got the old boys club, bitch. They ain't gonna tell on each other.
Right.
Girl, no, but bitch, he did it. Officer, no, and it's. I've always been very concerned with domestic violence for more reasons. I have 3 daughters. I pray to God that my daughters don't end up with that mentality, as I call it, the bad boy mentality. You need a bad boy. You need somebody that every time, you got to have that little nerve because every time the phone rings, you think somebody going to say something happened to your boy. Girl, who the fuck want to live like that?
Right.
You worry about somebody calling you and Johnny got shot, bitch. Girl, no, look, I have children and I have grandchildren. Every time the phone ring, I get fucking nervous. So I'm not. Like I said, the other night I was so nervous sitting at the bus stop. I don't know what. I was just like, this fucking world has really changed.
Yeah, people crazy. They just get crazy out here. They really get crazy.
And it's sad. I mean, it's like, I know times have changed. Yes, we all know that, girl. Time have to change. How you know time changed? Because bitches was 11:25. Now it's 10:26. Time changed. But it's like, I think we have to. I think as parents, we have to begin to teach our children at a young age about domestic violence, and we have to begin to teach our children about autism and things of that nature, so they won't inadvertently become fucking bullies.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm like happy. That's one of the things, like, of all the things in my life that I'm happy about. Like the way that the kind of people that my children are is something that I'm really happy about. Like, especially my son. He's a very empathic, caring, gentle person.
Kind of like his mother.
He always
But
is
the
like,
male version.
yeah, but he's way nicer than me. Like, I call him like
right.
Captain. He's like Captain America.
Okay.
He's like the
but
good
I'm
guy.
Captain Saberho.
But
No,
yeah, so
no.
he's like, it's like when it comes to, like, they talk, like, it's been kids at their school that have gone through, like, their fathers getting murdered. It's been kids at their school that have gone through, like, a lot of serious, like, traumas.
Do they have on staff therapists and psychologists at Baltimore City schools?
Yeah.
On staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a teacher at my son's school died on Monday, or was it Tuesday? She died on Tuesday, and there's a teacher who's been there for years. I mean, it was just like a devastating blow to the school community, and my son said because it really impacted the staff. The staff couldn't support them,
right.
So the district sent emotional support staff from up like North Avenue, and like they had the kids together because like my son had her since kindergarten.
Right.
My son is in 5th grade.
Right.
And like all of these little kids had this teacher. She even taught my older daughter, and so it was, like I said, just an absolutely devastating loss. And so my son was like, we were in a room together and, we cried and, I got to cry a lot and hug my friends. We talked about talked about the teacher. And so it's my children, I'm happy that they understand the importance of assisting people, of assisting people with mental health issues or health issues, or just the importance of respect, being a respecter of all people. I've tried to always teach them, I don't care who it is, like whether gay, straight, white, black, fat, skinny, like you better treat everybody with respect and dignity. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't, some people pick and choose who they want to teach their kids to respect. Y'all going to respect high, low, because guess what? Any of these people you entertaining could be an angel, could be Jesus.
Right.
And you need to treat everybody,
right.
right. So I don't want you to grow up with this messed up notion of who deserves respect.
Right.
Like people that's deserving of respect.
Right.
And people who not. Like everybody deserving of respect until they act like they ain't deserving of respect.
Right. Until they show until they show themselves.
Yeah. Until they show
not and I just think that I'll say this, she probably kill me later. I just think that some of you parents stop using this goddamn PlayStation as your children's goddamn babysitter. Interact with your damn children, girl, boy, whatever you are. You should. It's 24 hours in a day, and you and your child sitting up here playing the goddamn PlayStation. You don't even know how to spell his damn name.
But you wanna know what's so funny? Like, I've been a mother for 16 years now, and I've never had a friend that's how they raise their kids. Like, I always hear people stereotyping mothers or fathers saying that they just let TV or like social media.
Girl, I lived it, honey. My daughter's like that. I lived it. I'm not talking
saying,
about what the hell nobody showed me, bitch. I was like, and you know, and as a father and as a grandparent, I keep a lot of things mentally because I'm like, that's your child. You know, you gotta
mind my business.
I'm gonna mind my business, but bitch, there's gonna be some consequences behind what's going on. But girl, that's your thing. I'm not going to jump out there because I've learned over all these years. One of the best teachers in life is experience.
Yep.
You know, and I'm a firm believer. I used to work for Head Start years ago. Don't tell nobody. Y'all don't tell nobody. But you know, I'm a firm believer, and as far as African Americans, I can guarantee you, if they would include music in their curriculum, I guarantee you they'll learn better.
But a lot of schools have music in their curriculum. You know, like my kids' school is a arts everyday school.
Right.
And so
right.
they do like all of them. You can start strings in the second grade.
Right.
You do singing music, like all of that. So,
Like with that, like do they have like elementary school choirs and all that?
Yep.
And see, and I think that's important. But what I'm saying is, I think they should take it even further. And check this out. Teach the children their timetables by rapping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just incorporating music. Make a rap out of the 50 states. You got to make a rap out the 50 states to learn the 50 states. Then do it, because you gotta allow the children to learn on their level. You can't put, just because everybody's in the third grade does not mean everybody's on the same level.
Right. But then that's the thing that a lot of people talk about with education these days is that it's so much testing and stuff that teachers is responsible for. You know, students got to learn certain information for the different tests that they got to take. That you got to focus on the content areas that you got to teach, whatever curriculum that your school district instructs you to be teaching. You know, and you got to make sure that your students is hitting the proper benchmarks.
But like you, that's when you take it upon yourself as a parent to see what the fucking benchmarks are. You can't make sure your child is gonna meet the damn benchmarks if you don't know what the fuck they are.
Right.
If you don't know what your child curriculum is, and you don't know, you know, and I'll say this in Baltimore City public schools and everybody else public school system, y'all fucked up when y'all stopped the children, when y'all stopped teaching the children how to learn how to write in cursive. Y'all a bunch of assholes. We're gonna take a commercial break. I'll be back. Girl, they got me together, honey. They to stop the children from writing in cursive. How the hell are they gonna sign their name?
The time has come for you to experience Fierce Throttle, starring Miss Samantha Stevens Divinity, Miss Gigi Lavelle, Miss Scarletta Lavella Mafia Carmichael, and direct from Baltimore, Maryland, Miss Tania Lachey, and our very special guest, the one and only, the First Lady of Gospel, Ms. Helena Hologram. Friday, July 23rd, 2021, at the Magic Luxury Occasions, 2479 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia, in the Jamestown Plaza. For more information and tickets, call 404-914-5610. Come on out, son. It's time to get fabulous, darling, and fierce. Yes!
Male impersonator that I met at a party. I'm on Helena's computer too. I met her at a party in 2017, and we have been friends ever since. So she is very creative. She has this show, Heyy Bitches Live. She also has a show called Gospel something, which Gospel Therapy, which is on Bigo, which is a app. And whatever shows you have, Helena?
The remix with your boy Derek.
Oh yeah, the remix with your boy Derek, which is her other show. When she do her show is Derek.
I be my nigga, I'll be like, "What's up, shorty?" Okay, but no, Jessica, my mindset as far as I think there's like, not all, but I think there's such a disconnect with some parents and children that it's like it becomes so detrimental to both. Then my thing was for 2 years, I homeschooled my children. I was the school system was getting on my nerves. You know, every time I walked in school, there's like, oh God, here go Mr. Smith. Yeah, bitch, we gonna get this shit together, girl. You know, and you know, a lot of parents say they want to do that, but my question to you: are you disciplined enough to teach your child at home?
Who, me?
No, I'm saying in general, are parents really disciplined enough to teach their children at home?
You know, it's a lot of black people that homeschool their children in the United States. Like, it's collectives of people who make
I
the
know, but I'm
decisions
just
to,
saying the
yeah,
average.
I think that people are, but it's like the things that kids are expected to learn now. I feel like it has to be like, you know, it all depends on the educational experience of the parent.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
and then that's my thing. I mean, I don't have a problem with homeschooling. But one thing I will say about homeschooling is you have to realize that when you homeschool your child, you have to prepare your child to go to the next level. You have to prepare your child to be able to take at the end of their homeschooling, whether they do it to the 12th grade. You still have to prepare your child, as I call it, to take an exit exam to make sure that you are feasible to pass the 12th grade.
Right.
I mean, I know what some of the children learn now, but you don't know what the hell they learn. I wouldn't be able to teach you. It would be a learning process for me as well as them. So you know,
like my daughter in 9th grade, I told her, I said, I can't help you with none of your 9th grade.
Girl, I'm sorry, I can't.
I said, you know, but I'm
girl, you know, I'm
happy that
old. When I was in school, it was called writing. What is it? The 3 R's: writing, reading. They didn't call it arithmetic. It was called arithmetic. So, child, you know, and I don't know. I think in this day and time, whether your children are having virtual learning or in school learning, it's a wonderful opportunity for parents to learn along with their children.
Yeah, it is. And I think a lot of parents did this year. I wasn't one of them because I don't know none of that new stuff. But what I did is, so I'm not that parent that's really like good with like knowing how to do your math homework and stuff like that. But what I am good at is connecting you to the proper resources so that you can. So like I recognize my limitations. And so I have friends that are teachers. So like I have a friend that's a math teacher. He's my son's math tutor. And then my one of my son's old teachers.
Are they expensive?
I mean, depends on what you think expensive is. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's an investment.
I don't have any children. I don't know what the fuck expensive is now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, either way you gonna be spending money on kids, whether you're gonna spend money regardless.
I mean,
so,
my thing is that, and this is just me. There is no, really, to me, to a certain extent, there's no price you should be able to put on your child's education.
Right, that's why I said you're going to spend the money.
Right, but you also got to realize that parents have to do their homework because some parents may not can afford it, but trust me, there's a ways of getting around that.
Yeah.
You know, ways of getting resources. Maybe you can get your child to be part of the Boys and Girls Club, or you can get your child, well, I don't know if they do it anymore, get your child a big brother or big sister, which they probably don't do anymore.
Yeah, they do.
I know a lot of that came through the Naval Academy and things of that nature. So there's ways, don't think because you cannot assist your child with a tutor because you can't afford it, that's the only way to go. Right. I'm quite sure you can go on a Board of Education website or even possibly Google it. You know, free, inexpensive tutors, but you know, you have to realize that that's something. If you're going to allow it to be a part of your child's life, you have to do your homework and research this person that's going to be teaching your damn child.
Right.
Because, you know, a lot of people, y'all, a lot of us don't know people in the school system. So you're going to be picking these tutors off of what you see, and you don't know anything about them. Do your research on it.
Right. Yep.
But see, I mean, you're blessed because, you know people that's in that arena, which is a good thing. But even if you don't know somebody per se, you could know somebody that knows somebody. So, you know, that's something. I think tutors are very good. But when I was in school, I didn't need no tutor. Praise be to God. But tutors are important.
Yeah, and once virtual came, but before COVID and stuff came, I had got my son a tutor the summer before 3rd grade, just because like children, especially, it's like research about black boys and how sometimes achievement gaps can start in the 3rd or the 4th grade. And so I wanted to like just give him some extra help before 3rd grade.
Let me ask you a question.
Started.
You know, like to be the devil's advocate, but do they foresee that for black boys in general, or now listen, you know, I like to take things somewhere, or do they see it different between black boys who have a father in the house 24/7 compared to black boys who don't have a father in the house 24/7.
Right. Like, so I was reading a book. It's called "Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys," by Kwanzaa. Well, I forgot his first name. Something Kinjufu.
Hey,
That was
Kinjufu,
where
how
it
you doing?
started. That was where I like started reading about it, and I've never read research that say, oh, this black boys without a father have it. I feel like I believe that the achievement gap exists regardless of socioeconomics, regardless of whether you have a father or whatever. That achievement gaps can start for black boys between third and fourth grade, and so that was why I first got him the tutor. And then when virtual started, and he wasn't interested in it, and he was just kind of depressed about the pandemic. That was when I got him the math tutor. And then this summer, I got him a tutor. He had a read comprehension tutor. Because as soon as school started, he was like, I'm writing essays and stuff again. And I was glad that I had got him the comprehension tutor just so, because I knew that he was going to have to start writing more essays this year in fifth grade.
Yeah, I mean, and see, hey, baby, my thing is that you're staying on top of it. You are very active in your child's education, and I think as a parent, that's a requirement. It's not even open for debate. It's not something and I well, I like I said, I taught high school volleyball. I interact with children, have my own marching band, blah 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 blah. But my interacting with anybody's child is not now nor would it ever take the place of their parent interacting with them.
Right.
It can get close to it, it can be real close, but it would never ever ever take the place of you interacting with your own child. And then another thing with that is I'm a firm believer that yes, it's a blessing for a child to grow up with both parents, but a child can still live a productive life even if their both parents aren't living in the same household as long as both of the parents are on the same page.
Right.
Because a lot of parents they do that tit for tat bullshit. When he in my house, he can smoke cigarettes. So, he can't smoke on my all of that. I've seen parents do that and they do but I just think all parents, mothers and fathers, should take a real serious look into their child education because at this particular point in time, I think we're putting out more RIPs than we are sending out graduation invitations. Because I get tired every time I turn around, I'm seeing an RIP on. I'm like, bitch, if another bitch rest in peace. I'm like, and they're so young, like the God rest his soul, the entertainer Prince who passed away, 25 years old. Let me tell you something. I am so grateful every day that I get the opportunity to wake up and still be living in the land of the living. Because there's a lot of people in the land of the living. They laying on a slab somewhere in somebody's mortuary. They're in the land of the living. They just ain't living. But I'm not that one. Okay. Ooh.
I feel like when it comes to like the stuff like it's more RIPs than graduations. I feel like this all started like that was what was supposed to happen when in the 80s like somebody dropped crack off in all these places and then it's like I mean of course after all these other generations of other things happening to people, poor people, black people since the beginning of time. But I think the past just from my lifetime, the past 40 years, like the things that have taken place, it's not a surprise that stuff like this. I mean, my mother and father generation, people born between 1960 and 1970, look how they died. Look how they got involved in drugs and in prison
That's my brother, y'all. You don't have to call me back.
and all of these different things. And I feel like it's like each generation, things just have gotten progressively worse because you don't have the last one to really lean on.
It has, but let me tell you something. Listen to me here. They dropped, people are gonna hate me after this. I know they dropped crack off in our community. They did this and they did that, but you know what? At the end of the day, they dropped it off in our community. We were the motherfuckers who decided to use it. So I'm not even going. We know that don't nobody. We know that don't nobody. They bring it over here, blah 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 blah. But there comes a point in time when we need to own up to that shit. Just because they put it there, don't mean you had to use it, girl. I was around when crack was around. I ain't used it.
But I also think, like, I don't think it was just the crack, just that by itself. I think all of the other issues that was also going on. You got subprime lending, people being underpaid. You got, environmental oppression.
And I praise God for that. And I lived through most of all of that. But that's what I'm grateful for. Being single minded. And everybody's not there. I mean, just like people today, they think it's totally amazing that I stopped drinking, went cold turkey, didn't go to AA, didn't go to BA, didn't go to girl. I want to be around a bunch of people talking about how they used to get drunk. Bitch, I used to get drunk. I don't need anybody to tell me how the girl used to get drunk. Girl, do your thing, but that's not my. I don't, and I think I've always been a person who told myself a long time ago that I was never going to allow where I live determine who I could become. We have a lot of people who grew up in, I don't know what y'all call it now. I'm a little bit more. Anyway, some people call it projects, some people call it hood, some people call it public housing. We have a lot of people who grew up in public housing and made something out of themselves. I mean, we get so caught up in labeling people. But girl, that a few years before that, they said all black people steal. Come on, I mean, look. And let me give y'all a little bit of history. Y'all talk about ghettos were formed way before black people started calling them ghettos. Honey, the Jews started to get. Girl, y'all need to learn your history.
I feel like sure, like your where you from does not dictate who you want to be. Like you can become someone amazing, being from a very bleak community or whatever. But the reason people have been able to do that when they do come from those communities are external supports that allow them to be able to win in spite of the situation they're in. But if you're in a bad community, but also in a bad family situation with limited supports, where you're also surrounded by like things that poverty, which causes you to make poor decisions, to make money to eat and things like that, all those things compounded create situations and circumstances where people aren't able to pull themselves up out of their proverbial bootstraps to pull themselves out of their situation. I feel like for people to be able to do that, they have to have something to hold on to. You can't, what I mean?
And I think people, it becomes hard for people to do that because they don't want to seek knowledge to find, like we said earlier, seek knowledge to find out other ways about doing things. Like I tell people, education is, well, not for you, you do. But for most of us, community college is free, bitch. Take advantage of it.
Right.
I mean, you're not gonna get no bachelor's, no doctorate, or nothing like that at community college. But we need to, like I say, in this day and time, the advantage that we have is that a whole lot of things are so much more readily accessible to us now via the internet than they were. Baby, you got to. I tell people this. Listen. I'm old as hell. When I grew up, they still had the rotary phone.
Mm-hmm.
The touch tone phone wasn't in there yet, and most black families had a rotary phone that was black.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up, they still had phone booths. There wasn't no damn cell phones, and if there was cell phones, there was some people walking around with them big ass cell phones on their shoulder, and most of them was the white people.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up, there was phone booths on every damn corner. There was a mailbox on every corner. And I'm just naming things that have just changed so drastically since I grew up. You had your mom and pop stores. You had the little penny candy store and all that. And all those things have fallen through corporations and as I call it, the 1%ers, the motherfuckers with all the money. They at the end of the day. But I'm grateful. In the midst of growing up in the middle of all of that, I'm grateful, and I know the process is different for everybody. But my mindset was so different, Jessica. I just didn't want to. I know early today, one of my nieces said that made a comment that Facebook is so toxic. I said toxic. I said, well, let me explain something. Facebook is just Facebook. Ain't nothing toxic about Facebook at all. It's the motherfuckers that's on Facebook that's toxic. But I've made up in my mind, if and when I decide to leave, I'm gonna leave because girl, ain't nothing you can do, ain't nothing you can say, and gonna make me leave somewhere that I'm comfortable with. Right. Facebook gives me the opportunity to do this, gives me the opportunity to stay in contact with people, because I'm really not a phone person. I'll text the hell out of you, honey. I'll text you until Jesus and the 12 disciples come back. I'll text you. But my interaction on this social network, I come into this knowing what it can be.
Right.
How messy people can be. Bitch, I love the block and delete key, girl, but it's not that serious. I'm not going to allow you to come in my space, which is this Facebook page, and give you that much control, whereas though that I'm going to just disconnect myself with everybody who's connected to me because you want to act like, girl, I ain't got time. Block.
Right. I feel you.
Block,
I
bitch.
definitely
Bitch, I'll block a
understand.
bitch. Bitch, I'll block my. Let her get on my block, bitch. Ain't nobody got time for all that. We not, Let me see. Say, I know a lot of with bachelors and doctrines and are miserable and unemployed. Yeah, teach to find a passion and how to make that to career. And I one. I'm coming for you, my best friend. I ain't gonna tell you his name, but Chad. He is one of the people that has his job for the money. Period.
Hmm.
Girl, I can't do it, bitch. I don't know. I was always taught, a happy employee is a productive employee. He was like, oh, bitch, fuck that. We just need employees. I said, girl, what is your. Girl, no, look. And he's one of the people, and I've always wanted to work doing something that I enjoyed doing and didn't have a problem or issue of waking up the next day and being excited to go to work.
Right.
When you gotta wake up and be like, oh, bitch, I gotta work again and it's just Monday. Bitch, you got 4 more days of this shit.
Yo, yeah, I feel you. I feel like I'm just getting to a point in my life. Well, not just maybe like 3 years ago. Um, where like I spent a lot of years hating my jobs. I mean, most jobs. I'm a person who, when people wouldn't be able to tell that by the way that I, publicly present myself, but I really value freedom. And I'm not talking about just regular freedom. Like I really need to, like I'm one of those people who just need to be able to live how I need to live. I need to do how I need to do. But anyway, so I had to put myself in a position where eventually I could create an exit plan
Yeah.
to leave like formal like employment because I was just always feeling like I was always behind because I had 3 kids and working. I mean, when I had 1 kid and working, it was fine. When I had 2 kids and working, it was not too bad. When I had 3 kids and like running up and down the road and going to work and aftercare and dance class and doing laundry and
Well, yeah,
making
I mean,
sure stuff
it's,
was taken care of. So I decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
right.
So like I just started creating plans, and I was scared. I was scared about what people was gonna say, like you leaving your job, what you gonna do, it ain't gonna work, blah blah blah. But then I was like, I hated always having to rush my kids, rushing them in the morning before school, rushing them to get in the bed, rushing on the weekends. I just felt like I was always rushing, like a hamster on a wheel.
Mm.
And so, like now, I'm I have a therapy practice. I'm an author, and so I decided to think smart and create a lane for myself so that I can be a mother to my children because I can get my career back. I can go back and take an executive director position or do something like that later in my career, but I can't go back and raise my kids. Like they only get to be kids once. And it's like you look back and they grow up so fast. And I'm always like, was I there enough? Like it's like that's always
I
my
think
question.
I think that's one of the, and I've learned this, and let me tell you something, honey.
You in that head flip.
I've learned this, honey, and this is just me. Like I said, it's a process. One thing I've learned, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I have taught my children the basics of survival. Now, the caveat to this is that's not to say they're going to take my teachings and apply them to their life.
Right.
Look, honey, the only thing I can do is tell you A, B, C, D, and E. If you decide to go on with that, that's your thing. As a parent, you always, and y'all say what you want to say. As a parent, it's one thing that goes to every parent's mind. I want my children to do better than me.
Right.
But and then doing better than you, sometimes they're gonna fall on their face. Sometimes they're gonna come up short. They're not gonna find the perfect job, the first job that they get, just like we didn't. But sometimes in wanting our children to be better than us, we fail to realize that in order to get to the top, you have to start from the bottom. Because bitch, I don't know about you, but I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth.
Right, no, for sure. And I think that that's one of the things I've had to come to terms with as a mother is the kind of person I am is not the kind of person my kids are. And so, because I had to grow up so hard, I'm a very ambitious person. my kids are not like that.
Right.
And so I've had, that's one of the things I've had to learn. Like my kids will be like, well, I don't want to do all that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. Like,
So
I'm
how
not
do
like
you do that? I mean, because and we know we've talked about this before. Unfortunately, a lot of parents. Let me move this so y'all can see my face because I'm ready to do this. And unfortunately, even in 2021, parents, listen to me. Your children cannot effectively and enjoy who they are and what they want to be if you try to live your life through them. Girl, if you didn't win that Miss America crown, bitch, let it go. Your daughter ain't gonna win.
And see, my thing was with my children, because I've been blessed. I've had a lot of opportunities in my life to do a lot of things. So it's less of me wanting to live vicariously through them and me really me feeling like it's my job to prepare them to win their life. And so me feeling like my role as their mother is to put them in that winning position. And a lot of times, the way you do that is through like hard work. And what I've just learned is, and especially in 2021, I've had to learn to just accept that what my vision was for my child or my children, especially with my oldest child, I've really had to really just accept that I can't make she's her. God make her own person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the person. I can't push my values, my beliefs, and what my vision is for her life on her. She deserves to be the person that God created her to be, and she has to travel the path that God created for her. And I have to learn to not be so controlling and try to stop her from having to live the life that she's going to have to live, because I can't make her live the life I want her to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't fight her battles for her. I can't change life for her. And it's just it's been a very freeing thing to accept, honestly.
Yeah.
Because at first, because I was always carrying a burden of like, if she don't turn out to be this person, and I
they're gonna look bad at me, say I wasn't a good mother, blah blah. But girl, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, honey. And I learned. I tell people every day, I'm grateful to be 55 years old, and I can look back over my life and see the growth.
Mm-hmm.
I even see the difference in me being a performer in my 4 years of not drinking compared to the years when I were drinking. I could see. I'm just at a place right now that I'm so comfortable with being me, but I wasn't always there. And I tell people all the time, I really didn't become my true, authentic self until Helena became a part of my life.
When did Helena become part of your life?
Like in 1999.
Really? So Helena been a part of your life for like 22 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
That bitch been around for a minute, getting on my motherfucking nerves, honey. Okay.
And
okay.
I feel like, but you want to know something? So how old was you when you became, like when Helena came in your life?
I came out late. When Helena came into my life probably a year or 2 years after I came out.
Okay.
It wasn't. I didn't come out and Helena was right there. It was probably 2 years after I came out, so I probably came out in '97.
Because I just feel like, like you say, like that growth. I feel like, especially when you start really living in your truth.
Yeah.
And one of the main places I feel like you able to start accepting your truth is when you just gotta be like,
fuck it. Yeah, go ahead,
fuck
girl.
it. Fuck
I
everybody.
don't she use a
Fuck
foul
what they
language on it.
say.
Okay.
It's just like
Look at all this.
I had to,
look at all,
especially like I had to learn the hard way. Like, being a child of PTSD and like having to becoming a perfectionist because of it. So when I ended up having a child that I put everything into, because I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect. I'm controlling. And so my child starts running away, doing all of this. And one of the things I like to control is how people see me, and people seeing me as, yeah, my child is missing again, and like, and so what happened was, though, it was something that initially it was great. It broke me, like that. I felt like people saw me as a failure as a mother, and that I was ruined, and that, I just felt like I felt destroyed. I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. But what ended up happening was I had to go through the process that ended up having to be a phoenix year for me. Like I had to burn. Yeah. Like that process, it burned me because it stripped me, it embarrassed me, it humiliated me. But what it did was it burnt me down just because I had to grow back up in a different way.
It was burning you and taking away your impurities.
Yeah.
In order to come out as pure gold, you have to be tried in the fire.
Yep.
You just can't come out as pure gold and go wake up and say everything is no, bitch. You have to go through a little process.
But it was crazy that I had already been through a whole bunch of processes.
Right.
So I really was mad about it. I mean, I was livid, and I can be a very angry. Like,
well, I guess you was
person.
living because you probably was like, what am I doing wrong? Why is it my fault? My child is running away, girl.
Yeah, and so once
you remember me and you really became close once your father was in the hospital. We was talking like every day. I was checking on you because I tell people all the time, look, I know the death process is different. Look, my mother's been dead for 53 years and it still hurt like she died yesterday. I don't ever tell anybody how to mourn. I don't tell anybody how long they should do it because it's an individual process to everybody. Yes, time may heal, but you can't say how much time each person takes to heal.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It was like all that whole process. My father died, my daughter running away. I had ended up getting false charges filed on me. Somebody trying to put me in jail. I had a car accident. I was filing bankruptcy. So it was like 9 things happened to me at one time. And I'm pretty sure my family thought I was headed on a one-way ticket to Crazyville. But it was like God was using that as my trial to really burn. Like, I had to be destroyed. Like, that was so worried about what people think and trying to overcome.
I remember,
yeah,
girl.
like,
I was there, you know.
Yeah, and I had to overcome a lot. And it was like, once all that was over.
And you could see the light.
Yeah, and so that's why it's like now I feel so much light. Like, people will be like, Jessica, you seem different. And it's like, yeah, because I had to go through a lot of stuff and dig myself out of the hole that I was burying myself in.
And then even in that, I tell people all the time, one thing I've learned, I thank God for, guess what, honey? I'm a loving and caring person, but one of the biggest blessings I learned in life was realizing that it's okay to say fucking no.
Right.
And then your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin. And sometimes you come, and sometimes burning off some of them damn impurities is some of your damn family members. Girl.
I had to, and that was the other thing. Like, I had to go through.
Oh, okay.
I had to I had to
search yourself, and it was hard.
I had to. You have no idea. Like, it was really terrible to the point. Like, at the end of last year, or maybe mid last year, I was like, somebody put a root on me. Like, somebody is trying to kill me. I don't know what it is. Like, something is trying to take my life. But it was like when I finally just broke down, and it really was, I had to let, like you said, a lot of people go. Yeah. And then it was like and get my self-love. I couldn't get it back until I let certain things go. Like, I was currying everybody, feeling like I had to be responsible for this person, that person. And then I had to end up being like, you always responsible for everybody. That's why you ain't never taking care of yourself.
Listen to me, honey. You over here, let me tell you something. It's a fact. You cannot be everything to everybody, because trust me when I tell you, when you're everything to everybody, you ain't going to be shit to yourself.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with self-love, and I tell people all the time, when you pick a time every day of your life, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, where you spend time with just you. I don't care if it's reading a book. I don't care if it's getting in the bathtub, making a bubble bath and putting some rose petals in it. I don't care if it's just listening to a audio book. Even in the midst of having children and having responsibilities, me time is one of the things that's going to define who the hell you are.
Yeah,
because if you don't have me time, it's not about you. It's about everybody else.
And I feel like, and that's what I feel like when I started going to therapy and I had to, like, really face certain things. Like, the way that I grew up was in a house where I wasn't centered, right? So it was centered around, like, my caregiver. Like, they were the center.
Right.
Everything centered around that person's moods. That person's.
Right.
So I learned. So basically, I learned this behavior where I spent my whole life centering everything around everybody else, because I wasn't raised in a family where anything was ever centered around me. So I never learned how to center myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, so I had to go through all these terrible trials where I almost had to, like,
and then being a given person wasn't a good thing either.
And so, yes, I was extremely codependent is what it was. I ended up, like, being just so focused on looking out for everybody else and not being me-centered, because I wasn't taught to be me-centered, that I just basically died a slow death, along with all these bad things happening to me at the same time, that I had to basically, like, because I felt like for a long time I was slowly, like, emotionally dying. But then one day I just woke up and I was like, damn, I feel happy. You know what I mean? Like, but I had to let a whole bunch of people go. I had to do like stuff that I never thought I would have to do.
Yes, that's not. I mean, it's so important to it's so important to the point. Me time is so important. Come on here, y'all. Listen to what I'm telling you. Me time is so important for you that me time will be the difference between having a nervous breakdown and having a good day.
Right. And see, for me, I had to learn, like I said, it wasn't even about I wasn't having me time. It was me centered. It was like I spent my life centering other people. I never centered me. And it was like I had to learn that. You know, when I learned that.
And when you center me, that's about you giving you some me time.
I'm just saying, like, my life wasn't ever centered around, like, when I get paid on Friday, go buy myself something. Everything always was centered around. Everything was always somebody else first. And so, you know, when I really figured it all out, when COVID happened, when I was home thinking and I just had time to, and it just finally was like, you know what? I had to be like, fuck all these people. I'm helping everybody.
COVID brought a lot to the forefront that we normally wouldn't pay attention to. Look, like I said, COVID did some nasty motherfucking things. Yeah. But COVID did some positive things as well. And that's one of the things that I'm harping on. Agreed. It's about loving yourself first before you find love for others. But a lot of us weren't taught that.
You're right. Well, people would say love yourself first, but then they won't
allow you to love yourself. Right.
Self-love and behavior.
Girl, guess what? I love me. I love Helena Hologram. I know when I first came out way back when, I went through the process. I tried to commit suicide. You know, living the life that I was living and being a minister and people say, you're gonna die and you're gonna go to hell, blah blah. But girl, guess what? I'm here. I'm queer, and I'm cute in the face and slim in the motherfucking waist. Okay, but look. Yes, COVID continues to teach us many lessons, both good and bad. And the thing is, I want people to realize that there's some good that's coming out of COVID, but you have to recognize it yourself. Mm-hmm. Like she said, COVID brought a lot of shit to the forefront, and I will never deny the negative aspects of COVID, but I'm also not going to deny the positive things that COVID is. I do wish that through COVID, unfortunately, I wish it was a time I wish it brought a lot of families closer together. But unfortunately, COVID has fucked up some families. I'm trying to tell you. I just hope that this has allowed us to have a continuous learning curve, because the learning curve during COVID was a bitch. I mean, it was nothing consistent about that learn. I mean, because you had to learn this, had to learn that, had to realize that they didn't have a vaccine for the kids, and COVID was going to do one or two things. It was going to make you a break.
Right. I was going to say, like, that's what period.
Period. Bitch. Come on, give me something.
Period.
It was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If you were strong-willed, and that's during the time that you probably realized, bitch, I'm a little strong. What the fuck?
That's the whole COVID. Right. That was the whole COVID. Right. Like me lifting the weights.
Right.
I'm strong.
Right, bitch. Like, I never knew. 30, 40 years later, bitch, I'm here.
Right. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like how Medea said. Like how she said, you just wake up one day when you like 40 and you like, what? That's how I felt. It's like I woke up during COVID. I'm like, now, why was I codependent again?
Girl,
what they had said, who they was, what they had wanted me to call them about.
Girl, I woke up during COVID to the point that I embraced Helena so much more. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful, and let me tell you how good God is. COVID did not at one. Come on, here, somebody. COVID did not at one given point in time ever make me want to drink again.
Ain't that something?
I wasn't like, girl, I'm already 2 years into this. Girl, COVID is just something I'm gonna have to deal with. I'm just gonna have to find other things to occupy my mind with to keep me busy, because whether you want to realize it or not, idle mind is the devil workshop on it. You need to know, come on, there's somebody learn today. So, I mean, I'm grateful. I wish that we can take this. We lost a lot of COVID, and I was like you. I did the purging process, and I saw a lot of it with me. And when you begin to purge yourself, you realize everybody that you thought was on your side really wasn't on your side at all.
Period.
At all. Period.
Was an op the whole time.
Right, bitch. Bitch, they had alternative motives from the motherfucking
Period.
beginning, girl. I'm trying to.
Was there to lie,
steal, and try to
kill,
motherfucking
and
destroy, honey.
everything.
Oh, come watch out, honey. I'm here, honey. I'm still here.
Yes,
55
was in there with gasoline
girl,
the whole time.
A whole time smiling in your face and all time trying to take your place. Girl, can't nobody take my place. I'm an original, honey. I'm here.
Period.
So yeah, I mean, COVID was
something else.
COVID was a bitch, but that girl, it was even gonna make you or break you. Because COVID was not here to play.
It wasn't here to play.
You was gonna become a better mother, a better father, a better sister, a better friend. Or you
may be worse. Or it was one so you just laid.
Your true colors was shining through, bitch. I'm trying to tell you, but you know how we do up here, girl. COVID, I'm not mad at you.
I ain't mad. It cleaned my house. It cleaned the house.
Bitch, it made me such a more confident and stronger person, and realizes that, like I said earlier today on my live that I did earlier, like I was telling people, I said, one thing I've learned to do, I stopped saying God made a way out of no way. He made a way out of. I didn't see no way. God always knew the way. So God don't make a way out of no way for me. God just make a way, period, because He already knew the way. Listen to me, children. So I don't say that no more. God made a way out. No, God made a way, period.
He made the way.
He made the way. He ain't gonna make a way out of no way because He is the way. Oh, come on. Okay. Yo, now we do up here. But look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it a night. This is my daughter Jessica. We had a wonderful time. I think I only did 2 commercials. I think I did 3 because somebody doing live shows. People not going to be doing shit. I want to take time to thank all of you for being here tonight. Eric, Tommy, Rose, all you guys.
I want to meet Eric too because he always on your show.
That's my little brother with his big old super swole head. Okay. Yeah, he show you the way when you see no way, but he knows the way. So he is the way. He is the way, the truth and the light.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm grateful. I love, like I say, my gospel therapy does things for me. I'm still in love with that song that you turned me on to.
What was that song again? Oh, He Made Something Out of My Life.
Girl, He made something out of nothing.
Well, every time I hear that song, I'll be
because I really listen to the words and it is so deep. Sometimes we and we're gonna close after this, but I'm gonna say this. I think we as a people have totally destroyed traditions in the black family. Where's your family Bible? Where's your family Bible?
You want exactly. To be honest, my family didn't have a Pacific Family Bible, so I started my own family Bible.
Right.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have family Bibles
filled out.
Right.
Family tree.
Listen to me. I'm gonna give you all a little bit of knowledge right now. I'm gonna show you how people make money off us. If every black family, come on here, somebody, had a family Bible that was passed down, we wouldn't have no need for Ancestry.com. Because all that information, when people were born, when people died, when people got married, when people got baptized, all of that.
And see, I done filled mine out for my kids all the way back to as far as I can find.
Right.
Mine's filled out in the Bible that I got for my kids.
Right. And parents, they don't have mothers passing wedding gowns down to daughters. They don't have grandmothers giving their daughters their engagement ring to bed.
Shoot, I'm giving my
but that's what I'm saying. So many of those traditions have been just they've been destroyed. They ain't been taken away. They have been fucking destroyed. We were blessed. Back in the day, most people had arranged marriage. We have the opportunity to marry who we want. Girl, let me stop. I'm not gonna go there.
Don't start with these people.
Girl, I'm not gonna
leave them people alone.
We're gonna pray for Louisiana, New York, New Jersey, and all affected by Hurricane Ida. And that's one thing I'm grateful is that we live in a 4-season state. That's look. I'm 50. I'm never. Why would I move to Tornado Alley? I ain't gonna be able to get insurance on shit.
Yeah, and you wanna know something though? I see how people end up moving in places like that because, that's why I want to move somewhere on some water. I was made to live somewhere like that.
Girl, guess what, bitch? I can't swim, so I'm not moving my new. My grandchildren, we went to Kenya. They pop up, girl. I'm not getting in the water. Somebody might try to drown me. They can't get used to all this sexiness. Girl, no. But I love you guys for being here. Remember, October the 30th.
Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, your infamous day parties on Saturdays.
It's the last Saturday in October, the day before Halloween. It's called Helena Hologram presents the Pride 365 Halloween Day Party. You're not required to wear a costume. If you can wear a costume, it's gonna be cute. I'm gonna be Little Red Riding Hood. I didn't say hood. I said Little Red Riding Hood. That's what I'm gonna be. We. And next time Jessica come on here, we're gonna play this little game I have. It's Helena version of Have You Ever.
Oh God.
So you know what that's about. But yeah, that's gonna be on October 30th.
Like
yeah, $20. Tickets $20 if you like to. Yes, 3 days. Yeah, you one of them Virgo people. You know, I'm messing Virgos like that. What's your sign?
I don't want to say because y'all people love to talk about us.
But you
crazy.
Sagittarius?
No, Gemini.
Oh yeah. I would think I was a Gemini, bitch. Let me tell you something. If you ever see me talking to myself, bitch, I'm self-employed. I'm having a staff meeting. Mind your business.
Oh, you crazy. She crazy.
But like, girl, did you get that letter I sent you? No, bitch. Well, go back and look again. No, bitch. Okay. Yeah, I'm crazy, y'all. Oh, you a Scorpio. Oh, Scorpios are freaks.
That's what they say.
Scorpios are Sagittarius.
That's Scorpios. And I don't want nothing to do with them because that ain't the only thing about them. They're supposed to be very vindictive, and that's Geminis will make you vindictive. So I don't need nobody who are very vindictive.
But you know what? One thing I've never really put too much emphasis on zodiac signs.
Oh, I surely do.
I put my emphasis on the word of God because you know that at the end of the day, honey, whether they write it on that piece of paper, God knew your life before you was even brought into the foundation of the earth. So some things were just gonna happen no matter what. We just didn't know what it was. Who would ever thought that I would come out and be this motherfucking fabulous, honey?
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, honey. But we're gonna close it for tonight. We thank you and
thank you, everybody.
Thank you for
having me again,
Yes,
Helena.
girl. We here every Monday at 9:00. Hey, bitches, live with the one and only, often imitated, never motherfucking duplicated, honey.
Oh, and before you turn your thing on, make sure that your guests see that you did not upstage me. That's why I wore my good dress.
Yeah, girl. Look at her, girl. You know my guest. Let me move this so they can see. Go ahead, girl. Look. All right. I taught her well, honey. Look at you. And I like the nails, bitch.
Okay, so you see, Helena ain't outdo me.
Girl, I'm glad you.
I was the guest. I came here to slay. I ain't come here to play.
You ever thought about getting your nails? You know how people get their nails looking like teeth? Who the hell would get nails looking like? You see them nails?
You talking about coughing?
Girl, I don't know what the fuck
these are. Stick ones?
Yeah.
They pointy?
Yeah, girl.
If I wasn't a professional, that's what I would wear. I love coughing nails. I love long nails.
But they're weapons.
Okay, and they real cute too.
She just okay.
I know I'm see, that's my West Baltimore.
My children are rude as hell. But anyway,
y'all, guys, thank you for
Scorpio,
watching.
we love you. We're gonna do this little and we'll talk to you later. But thank you for being on Hey Bitches Live with the one and only Miss Helena Hologram, often imitated, never motherfucking duplicated. Oh, somebody said something. Laugh like your daughter is a whole vibe. Okay, we know you love it. It runs in the family. Take a picture to last longer, honey. Ooh, yeah, sorry, okay? You mad or no? My daughter said, Daddy, don't say that. They don't say that no more.
They do.
She said they don't say it no more. My children always be trying to come for me, honey. But I let them get their little glory in because, ain't no bitch like a hologram bitch, honey. Okay. That's it. We'll talk to you. Holla.
Show us again.
I'm starting off by just doing my day parties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do them once a month to build up a clientele with that because this COVID is so weird that you try to get in the groove of that. Like I'm at